Hi Year 2, welcome to today's maths lesson. Today's maths lesson is from our booklet. It's page 23 and page 24 in our maths booklet. You'll need today some counters. I've got some Lego here that I went and borrowed from my son. I have different coloured markers, but you don't need different coloured markers. You'll need a dice and you can just use a pencil. So let's have a look at my instructions. It says take 2 or 3 handfuls of counters, pegs or Lego, and estimate how many I've got. So I've just made a little pile there, and I think I have about 12 counters. So I now need to organise and count my collection so that I can look and know how many there are. So let's move my other things out of the way, and I'll organise my collection. So I am organising nice and simply my Lego pieces in a collection like this, side by side, so that I can easily count. Look at that. I have an odd number, so I don't have 12. Now I can count my collection. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and one more. I have 15. So I have 15 Lego pieces. And it asks me to organise it in different ways. Well, I know that 15 can be made up with 5s. Look at this. I know that 3 groups of 5 is equal to 15. So I have organised it in 2 different ways, and I've checked it. 5, 10, 15. I can also organise it so that I have 10 and 5. One group of 10 plus one group of 5 is equal to 15. So I have organised it in different ways. I have counted it by 2s, I've counted it by 5s, and I've got my friends of 10. 10 and 5 is 15. So let's look at what else I have to do. I have to write a number that is 1 more and 1 less. 15, take away 1, I know that's 14. And 15 plus 1 is 16. So I've been able to do that. I'm just going to change my piece of paper so that the next part is easy for you to see. I have my 15 Lego blocks and counters again, and it says, imagine that each of my objects is worth 2. So let's organise it again. And I can count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. So if each object is worth 2, object equals 2, I know that 15 times 2 is equal to 30. And I did that by counting it. Well, what about if my collection is worth 3? 15 times 3. I can count up by 3s as well. But I also can do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I know that 10 times 3 is equal to 30. And then 5 times 3 has got to be half of that. And 5 times 3 is 15. And 30 plus 15 equals 45. Now I'm going to do that by counting up by threes to check. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45. I've got it. Well, that's pretty good. So let's go on. After I've done my warm-up, let's go on to our next activity. I now don't need my Lego anymore. I'm going to take a new piece of paper. I can put that one aside. Here is where I will need my dice. And I'm going to use my marker, but you can use a pencil. And this is for our sheet here. It says, roll 3 dice to make a 3-digit number. Fill in the boxes to show the number in 5 different ways. And we have talked about this. So, my first example, 451. I write it in words. I do my numeral expansion, 4 hundreds, 5 tens, 1 1. I write it as my number in expanded form, 400 plus 50 plus 1 equals 451. And there's my diagram. Now, I'm going to show you my example, but I'm going to do it on the large bit of paper so that you can see it really well. So I've rolled my dice. I've rolled a 4 as well. That's my first one. I'm going to put it in there. Roll my dice, 2. And roll my dice, 3. So this part goes in here to make my number. I now need to write it in my own words. 400 and 23. That goes into that space in here. I now need to break it up to show my numbers in tens and ones and hundreds. 400 2 tens and 3 ones. 400 2 tens, 3 ones. My next one is to write it in my expanded form. 400 plus 20 plus 3 equals 423. And then you can draw yourself a picture. I'm going to draw 4 hundreds, 2 tens, and 3 ones. And there I have completed my next example. You can then go on and continue these examples. Have a great day, you two. Bye.